Yo, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to some more F1 2019 career mode here today, and we are back for some more action once again. And today it is the Chinese Grand Prix, round number 3 of the season. If you guys missed round 2 at Bahrain, then go click the link in the top right hand corner to go watch the last episode. But today we are here for another race, and hopefully this one is a bit better than the first two, because we are still yet to score any points this season. And you can see on the screen we do have a chance of rain this weekend in both qualifying and the race. We'll probably not have any rain in qualifying though, due to the fact that we do a short qualifying session, therefore it's only 18 minutes long. In terms of the upgrades this weekend, we do have just the one, and it is a minor weight reduction upgrade. We do also have a major chassis upgrade on the way for the next race in Baku, and we're going to try and add to that here today. Other teams bring their first upgrades of the season, but we still improve, and we get a little bit closer to Haas, who are the next team. And with the next race coming, with the next upgrade on the cards, the major chassis one, that should bring us to the top of the midfield, above McLaren, and especially if we add upgrades to our car as well, it's going to really help us out. So we jump into practice, and straight away we hit pretty much most of our goals, except for getting a green in the qualifying instead of a purple in the qualifying performance test. And other than that, the car was working well. I was quite happy with it. I actually put a bit more wing on for qualifying and the race, just because I'm planning ahead for the rain, so I'll have a bit more grip. But generally speaking, the car is a little bit better this weekend, and compared to Australia, it is a bit better. I can definitely notice that, but it's still quite a way off. There's a lot of understeer in the car, to be honest, and we've got a lot of work to do to try and get on top of things here. So hopefully we can do that this weekend as we jump into qualifying here. And there you can see Danny Kvyat's red prancing horse, the man who scored the first points for us in the last race with a 5th place in Bahrain. Really strong race from Kvyat, and we've got to try and keep up with that, because he's setting the tone at the minute, and he's been the better driver so far this season as we now move into qualifying. And this was my first run, actually quite an okay lap, quite a smooth lap, a clean lap. And generally when I finished it, besides that final corner, that was a strong lap, and we go 8th, 1.7 off the pace, but a lot of people are yet to set a lap time, and we set at 128.4. On my second attempt, I knew there was a little bit of time, and we was up by a fraction in sector 1, but I got the braking wrong into the hairpin, and I tried to avoid locking up, and by doing that I ran so 1 and lost a 10th of a second, and I had to try and recover that over the lap, and we kind of tried our best, and we managed to actually claw back a 10th in the hairpin alone by taking a bit of a trail braking line. We do lose a little bit on the exit, and it's going to be pretty close as we now make our way into the final corner. We're going to go down a couple of gears, try and attack the inside curb, and then quickly back on the gas, opening up the DRS, and we do actually improve marginally, and I mean very marginally, but still at 28.4, 1.7 off the pace, and currently P16. So we need to improve, and this was my best lap of the session. So let's run on board here for a full lap of the Shanghai circuit. Straight away, DRS open, overtake mode engaged up until 8th gear. We then go down to hot lap mode as we make our way towards turn 1. We just about avoid the cars leaving the pit lane, unlike the last race where we had some trouble with that. Now making our way into turn 2, where it tightens up quite a bit on the apex. Important to really open up turn 3 as well, as much as you can, and really keep it nice and tight, and keep it to the left hand side if possible, and try to get the power down as soon as possible. And we find a 10th of a second, which is really, really good. Now this time we're going to try and keep our braking nice and clean as we brake at the 100-meter board down to 2nd gear, possibly 1st for turn number 5. Quickly back on the gas on the exit, and so far 2.5 tenths up as we now make our way into the fast lefts and rights of 6 and 7, or 7 and 8. I'm not quite sure which ones they are, but the 2 best corners on the track in my opinion. And it's important to really bring the car to the right hand side to open up these next 2 double lefts. All the gears are really important, so 2nd gear there for some rotation. We got a really nice clean exit, and we're now 4 tenths up here, making it 4.5 tenths as we now go onto the brakes. But unfortunately for us, the Alfa Romeo is on its outlap, and he broke really early there, it caught me out, and I'm getting dirty air now, which is making me overheat my tyres. I'm picking up a lot of understeer as we lose a 10th of a second through the banking alone, because I couldn't get the power down. And you can see there my front left is absolutely cooking, and I'm getting a nice little toe here to recover the lost time. But the Alfa Romeo is not getting out of the way here, as we're going to try and finish our lap, and he's on an outlap, but he's just not moving, and we get compromised into the hairpin, losing a couple of tenths again. And we're going to get a bit more of a slipstream all the way to the finish here, but the Alfa has just not moved out of the way. And I don't know why that's not a penalty, but we run up to the line. We improved by 2.5 tenths, but we threw away a 10th and a half, possibly 2 tenths in the final sector, because even though I did recover a lot under the slipstream, we lost all of that recovery with the braking to the hairpin, because I had to brake early and take a compromised line. So you can see we in the end got P16 actually, even though it was P12 that lap at the time. Others improved, but the gap was so close. And had we had a perfect lap and a clean sector 3, you can see for yourselves, I think we could have got 11th, maybe even P10 maybe. It would have been really, really close, but I definitely think 12th place alongside Kvyat on the 6th row was definitely achievable, and that was the minimum. I think that's what we had the pace for today, but instead it is 16th, and the start of the race is going to be in the wet, so it could be an interesting race. But either way, there's ever qualifying here today at Shanghai, and we're now going to move into the race for round 3 for the Chinese Grand Prix.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. The ever-tightening turns 1 and 2 will prove tricky in the slippery conditions here at Shanghai, and anyone that slides wide will lose a lot of time getting back on track. Turn 14 should still be the best place for overtaking, but we'll have to see some improvement in the weather before the drivers can take advantage of that DRS assistance. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Let's talk about Mercedes. We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
There are a few downcast looks within the team this weekend. I think they've been hit fairly hard by the new regs. But this is only the first step down a long road of development, and even if they don't maximise their points today, there are plenty more up for grabs this season.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Perez, Pierre Gasly, and Vettel, Hamilton, Magnussen, Bottas, and Carlos Sainz. Kvyat, Hülkenberg, Lando Norris, and Giovinazzi, Raikkonen, Martinez, Alexander Albon, and Lance Stroll, Grosjean, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Right, here we are then on the grid for the Chinese Grand Prix, starting from 16th place, intermediate conditions and light rain conditions here at the start of the Grand Prix. And in terms of the race strategy, of course, we are going to start on those tyres and be on them for a little while. I do think we are going to hit dry tyres, and if so, it's probably going to be the mediums, I reckon. I think the softs don't really last around here that much, so we'll keep an eye on it. Either way, the conditions seem quite light as it is. The rain doesn't seem that heavy, so we could be on dries before you know it. Either way, I'm going to try and make the most of these conditions and try and make some progress and make my way up the field. Hopefully we can score points. If not, hopefully Kvyat can score points. But either way, it's going to be an exciting race. So let's get racing and let's see how well we get on here today at Shanghai. So let's get racing. It's time for the Chinese Grand Prix. Right, here we go. Let's try and get a nice clean start as we build up the revs to the 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go. Not bad, not great though. We do hit a bit of wheel spin. I tried to go flat out, but we just picked up some wheel spin halfway through the start phase. We are going to get on the inside of turn 2, down the inside of Raikkonen here. Let's see if we can make a move, bit of contact there as we now go into turn 3. I'm going to try and look for the move on the outside. A little bit of space here to try and get the power down. That's a nice bit of traction, a little bit of oversteer, but we get away with it. We're now on the inside of Lando Norris. I want to try and send one down the inside of Giovinazzi as well at the hairpin. And there we go, up to 13th behind Kvyat, my teammate. So it's been a good start. Gaining a few places off the line straight away, which is exactly what we needed really. And we're now at P12 and P13, so Kvyat has lost a place off the start to, I believe, Nico Hülkenberg in the Renault. But so far so good. We've got both McLarens there holding out the rest of the top 10. So that's going to be the target here today in terms of the midfield battle. But it's going to be a long race. These conditions are here to stay for at least a little bit. So let's see how we evolve into the race, and hopefully we can try and put on a bit of a challenge for certain positions. But so far, I think until the engines get turned down, we're going to struggle to make a difference with cars around us. I'm going to have a little look at Kvyat here at the banking, taking a shallow line, but it doesn't quite work. So yeah, let's just make sure we stay in formation. Important to, if I make a move with Kvyat, to make it a definitive one. So let's see how we get on in this race. I think I'm going to try and get past Kvyat here. I've got more pace than him. I've got more pace than most of the cars in front of us, it seems. So I want to try and use that because we might not have that same pace in the dry weather. So it's important to use these conditions to really progress our race and our chances of scoring points. We struggle through this section, but then over the rest of that, we're pretty much quick everywhere else. So let's get nice and close as we make our way into the little chicane before the banking. Important to get a good exit onto the back straight. I feel like the AI are going to hold themselves up on the braking. But so far, so good. It's good to see that I've actually got some pace for once. Pace that's worthy of challenging for points anyway. Pace is okay in the higher 44s.
It looks like we'll be running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
We're just kind of sat here at the minute. The AI have just picked up the pace a little bit in the last lap. So we're kind of all similar pace really. And it's just a big fat train. So the switch to dryers could be crucial. Tyres are overheating like crazy at the minute. Conditions are tricky. I'm going to adjust my brake bias slightly. The track is drying out as well. First few patches on the wet line are starting to appear, which is normally a sign of the track starting to really dry up. So this could be an interesting part of the race now, a delicate phase, because the AI tend to be better than me in these conditions. The rain has now stopped actually. So this could be interesting. Oh wow, all my tyres are overheating. This is awkward. Pace is good though. The track's just drying up and it's making it very hard on the tyres. Luckily they've just come under control now under temperature. Crucially for this banking where I need the grip. That was a better lap from us there, finally now. The adjustment to the brake bars has been crucial. It's improved my pace a bit. And we've now dropped Giovinazzi as well, which is good. So we can forget about him. Also, you're starting to notice a separation now, so the McLarens are struggling to keep up with the top teams. So we've got these 4 cars ahead of us who are battling for the low end of the points. Strategy is key. The timing for the dry tyres is going to be so important here today. The track's not far for the dry tyres. I'm debating what tyre to go for. Whether to two-stop it, medium soft, or go into the hards. But the hard tyres are going to struggle so much in these conditions. But the track is almost there. It really is almost there. Oh, I really don't know what to do. I really want to pit for dries and take a risk. But this track drains so slowly, I don't trust it. It's happened before where I've gone for the dry tyres and the track hasn't been ready. So it's really important to time this right and not make the mistake. But I am struggling a little bit now on my tyres. The track still has a little bit of a shine to it. And also there's still some breaking up the tyres, which is still a sign that the track's not quite there. And the pace hasn't really dramatically dropped off. Even though I'm losing my tyres, the pace isn't awful. So at least one more lap, but we're definitely going to go for the hard tyres when we pit, because that's the only chance we've got if we go to the end of the race.
Okay, we can take you this lap. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Got that confirmed?
That was the lap. I should have pit last lap. I had a feeling, hence why I just asked for it. Should have just gone for it in the last lap. Either way, we're going to have to decide whether we stay out of box, because Kvyat's probably going to pit in this lap, so we're going to be going long. I'm going to go against the team strategy though. I want to go hard tyres to the end. That's my only chance to get back in this. Hopefully a lot of the AI to stop it. But I'm starting to struggle now for pace, big time. Dare I say the gap to Kvyat could be big enough that we might be able to pit behind.
I don't think the line is really dry enough yet to start thinking about slicks. Let's hold on to the inters for a while longer.
Yeah, we're going to see about that. Do I pit behind Kvyat? Do I stay out? I think I'm going to stay out. It's going to be a busy pit lane. May as well just play it safe. We shouldn't be miles off the pace with these tyres. At least I hope not anyway. Yeah, let's stay out.
Diniel in the pits. Diniel in the pits.
There'll be a bunch of cars in the pit lane. A lot of them probably...
Boxing this lap. Give us the best in lap you can. Box this lap, please.
Yeah, there's no pace now. The track's really dried up all of a sudden. All the guys on dry tyres are queuing up behind me here. We've lost so much time to the guys who are battling. It's unreal. All I can hope for is my strategy is going to pay off. Here goes Leclerc. We'll let loads of cars take the inside line. We're just going to stick to our line into the hairpin, hopefully. And that will work out for us. Important not to lock up here. This is going to be very scary. Oh, there's just no grip on the racing line. Russell goes past.
Looks like it's probably about time we change tyres. It's a bit of a crossover period for sure, but the longer we stay out, the worse it's going to get.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm on it, mate. We're going to box in. I want to try and go for the hard tyres though, because that's my only chance to get back into this race. The track's dry enough now that I think we should be able to switch on the hard tyre and make it work. So here we go.
Go now.
I mean, there's Kvyat already crossing the start finish. Just how much time we've lost. We're going to be way back. We're going to lose so many places. This is going to hurt a bit.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Had to be careful with Stroll there. But we're down to 18th, second from last. On the hard tyres. Track isn't quite there yet. It still feels a bit slippery, but... Right, we're going to go long. We've got to make this work. We need the pace to be good. We might struggle with Grosjean behind on soft tyres at the moment. He might be giving us some trouble. He's going to have a lot more grip. He locks up though, so that's going to keep us in front for now. He's trying to get around the outside though. He's got momentum. He's obviously got his engine turned up. They always turn their engines up after a pit stop. So there you go. Grosjean goes by. We're just going to try and switch these tyres on and also nurse them because we need to get these to the end. Currently we are off the pace quite a bit, but again I'm relying on these hard tyres once everybody pits to pay dividends for us and get us back into the points. Otherwise the strategy is going to be completely in vain. Ricardo's catching me up behind me, but if I can just keep ticking over, every lap should get quicker and quicker on these tyres. Oh, that's not going to help. Big lock up, and now Ricardo's right on the back of me here. Damn it, man, this race just went really badly. I need something now, I really do, because we're going to be last. This is going to really hurt. That pit stop phase with the inters really like ruined my race pretty much. Here comes Ricardo, he's going to go to the outside. We're going to try and keep him behind us if we can. Not a lot of confidence on the brakes, to be honest with you, but we do keep him at bay for now. For now being a key word. Norris pits though, surprisingly, in the Haas. That's an early stop. Personal best again, and there we go, up to P18 as Norris boxes in. Oh wow, Ricardo's got a huge run on me here. We're on the inside, Ricardo's on the outside, we've got to leave the room. But we are going to get the traction down again. We're not letting him go by and not up with Grosjean. This time we do close the door. Bit of a lock up there, got to be careful with those. A couple of cars in the pit lane.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
We're now up to P16. Tyres are now starting to grip up a little bit. The pace is starting to improve. And I'm able to keep Ricardo behind us. We've got yellow flag. Someone in front of us. Roman Grosjean.
Caution.
In the Haas, yellow flag. Ricardo can't overtake.
Caution. Yellow flags ahead. No overtaking through the caution zone. Be careful until you see the greens.
I think Ricardo just lost an end plate there. For some reason he was... I think Ricardo lost an end plate and all of that. For some reason he was trying to overtake me on the yellow flag, which made no sense. I was coming over to the inside to avoid Grosjean and also defend for, you know, just in case. But Ricardo lost an end plate. I'm going to put that down to him completely. But we're now up to P15 in this race. It's looking okay now. Things have picked up a little bit. The pace is still strong. I need to use this now while people are on soft tyres in front of us. These are important laps to really push and find the pace. Okay, we've got lots of cars in the pit lane, so hopefully we'll gain a few places back. My teammate's in the pit lane as well. There you go, there's quite a few cars there, I think 3 or 4 cars. Personal best, we're up to P12, and there's Kvyat leaving the pit exit now on the medium tyres. He will be slow on those, you have to get up to temperature. We do get the switch back and we go down the inside, fantastic move. But it is only P11, unfortunately for us. I was hoping for more, but there could be more cars yet to pit, so you never know. We could still be in the points. If Kvyat's really quick, I'll let him go, but for now we're going to stay in front. Although I'll say that he's gone down the inside, so we'll let him take that, fair enough. He can go, he can get after signs, because he's got a better tyre. We're going to focus on our own race here. Okay, a couple more cars in the pits. But the one we need is Bottas, who's right there, leaving the pit exit. So we're now back into 11th place. Looks like we're not going to score points, it seems. So we are just out of the points, unless someone else pits or someone retires. But either way, at least we're in the race now. We get to have a little bit of fun. 10 laps to go. Here comes Bottas, he's got the run. Meanwhile, Kvyat's attacking a racing point. Bottas locks up. Look, we have a little bit of contact. But we do stay in front, going through the banking. As Kvyat makes a move on Lewis Hamilton. Oh, wow. Will we have DRS? I don't think we will. I think we're too far back. Yes, we are. But here comes Bottas again. And also Hamilton's going to try and get past Kvyat. We're going to defend the inside. Both Ferraris defending on the same straight. We're going to hold the inside line. A bit hot on the brakes there. We lock up. Bit of contact again as Bottas tries to turn in. But I was still on the inside line. Kvyat has to yield versus Hamilton as Lewis takes back the position. Still no DRS for us, which is a little bit unfortunate. Personal best though, pace is good. Bottas gaining, but he's not going to be close enough into turn 1, so we'll stay in front for now and hold P11. I think Hamilton might have a problem here because Kvyat's pulling away and Hamilton's not really moving. Nothing on the radio about him having car issues, and from what I can see, he doesn't seem to have wing damage, but Lewis isn't that quick, so we might actually have a chance of points here at the expense of a racing point. That's not going to help, but we are within range. We are going to have DRS on Lewis. Lewis won't have DRS on Kvyat, of course. Through the banking, you can see he's not really understeering. He's got good front end grip, so it must be a car issue, but we're going to get a chance to get into the points here briefly. Here we go, we're gaining DRS. We're going to turn the engine down. We don't need it because we've got more than enough legs to get past him. Hold the racing line. carrying a bit of overspeed with a lockup, but we keep it under control. We move up to the top 10. Both Ferraris in the points. This is good for us. Let's keep it going. Let's try and pull away from Lewis if we can. Buy ourselves a little bit of time. And a personal best once more. Tyre looks okay. We've got a little bit of a gap to Bottas now, who's currently battling with Lewis. So things are looking good. Let's hope that they keep battling behind. As Hamilton re-overtakes Valtteri. Let's see if we can try and extend the gap slightly. The longer Lewis stays in that scrap, the better for us. That lock-up's not going to help. Hulkenberg now has broken away. He's within DRS range. So here we go. We're going to have to do some defending. I think I should be okay on this straight, but on the next lap I could be in trouble.
It seems they fixed whatever the problem was. They're coming back up to speed.
That's for Lewis. Here comes Hulkenberg. Right, defend the inside, but Lewis now seemingly back online. So he's going to have to make his way back through the field. But so far we're keeping Hulkenberg at bay. As the laps tick over, we've still got a chance of points here, so let's try and keep defending. Here comes Hulkenberg. He's going to have DRS. He's going to start gaining on us here. We're going to turn the engine up to overtake. Important to try and keep the DRS as much as we can. On the inside, we're going to keep that quite easily. I can do this all day. We're remaining P10 for now, as the guys behind start to battle with Lewis trying to fight his way back through. I wish there was just one more car to pit. If one more car in the top 10 could pit, that would make our day, but I think it's too late now for any stops on strategy, so we're going to have to just hold out on track and do it the old-fashioned way and defend our way to the finish. Oh, mate, that's a lot of oversteer. Hulkenberg down the inside. He's going to try and go for it. We're going to hang around the outside. I think we're going to cross the line literally identical on the detection point. We are going to have the inside line through the banking, which is the better line. We're going to give Hulkenberg the squeeze. Hamilton trying to push through. We are going to get DRS though, which is crucial for us. And there you go, we're going to stay in front. We're going to hold the inside line nicely, and that's going to keep us in P10 for now. But Lewis Hamilton making progress. And he's catching back up. He's going to make moves very soon. Can we keep a racing point behind? I'm not very confident,
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
considering a straight line speed advantage, but we'll try our best. Lewis to the outside. We're going to try and defend the inside. Trying to play cat and mouse, but unfortunately Hamilton didn't bite the bait, and we didn't get DRS. Hamilton though not able to commit on the inside line. That's going to cost him some time, and we are going to stay in front for now again, so good defending from us. Let's keep it that way. Hopefully Lewis can get overtaken. That would really help us out. Picking up some understeer. That's allowed Lewis to have a look on the inside. Luckily we'll keep him on the outside through the next one. But he's going to get a really strong slingshot. Luckily for us, Bottas is trying to have a look. Again, we're going to defend the inside. We're doing well here. We're defending fantastically well against much quicker cars on much better tyres. We're getting close now. Only a couple more laps to go. Trying to keep some fuel in the RS in the reserves for when it really matters. Here we go. A good old-fashioned drag race. Hamilton's lined me up beautifully this lap. He is gaining. He isn't gaining as much as you think, which leads me to believe he might be saving his engine. He's out on the brakes though. We are going to hold the inside. There's a slight bit of contact, but we are going to hold the racing line and force him to look on the curb, which doesn't work out for him. He's now being attacked by McLaren. That's going to allow me to just open up a bit of a gap here and stay in front for now. 2 laps to go. We're nearly there. Got to make sure again our exit is on point. Be nice and tidy with the traction. There we go. That's good. Now we can turn the engine up. Lewis is close to this lap. He's got his engine on full blast. What a difference. He's already going to be alongside me here. Let's hold on. Come on, Ferrari. Come on, Ferrari. You can do this on the brakes. On the inside, no contact. We just about didn't hit him, and we push him on the outside again. We're just about hanging on here as we go to the final lap. Picking up some oversteer. We're not out of the woods yet. Lewis might get the run on me. He is getting the run on me. He's gaining a hell of a lot. We're going to have to hold the inside. Lewis is going to try to the long way around into turns 1 and 2. What a move this will be if he pulls this off. He's trying it. We're going to just squirt the throttle on though. And we keep behind. This is so tense. I'm going to have to really concentrate. Come on.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
We've literally got the entire second half of the grid behind us. There's about 9 cars behind me. And we're holding on. Verstappen wins. Just a few more corners to go. We've got to be nice and tidy here. Okay, we made it to the hairpin. That's good. For a personal best here on the last lap when it matters the most. I'm giving it everything I've got. Now we're going to turn the engine up. We're going to save the last bit of fuel we have. Now we're going to use it. Lewis has got a lot of momentum this time though. He's absolutely flying. He's alongside us well before the brake zone. He's going to get ahead. We need to put some pressure on. Oh, I'm locking up. This is not good. Lewis has done it right at the end. I can't believe it. Oh man, come on. I can't believe it's happened like this. But he saved his engine. He turned his engine up right on the last lap. We crossed the line and we just missed out on the point. Damn it.
Alright, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Red Bull pulling out all the stops today. What a great win. What do you think it was, Ant, that gave them the edge over the competition today?
Well, they certainly stood out as a driver with tons of confidence on the track. I think their ability to keep their cool, even during some of the more hectic parts of the race, meant they were able to capitalise on the mistakes of other drivers, giving them the opportunity to make their way to the top spot with ease.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work and they should be proud of the victory they secured here.
Right, so looking at the final race results, Max Verstappen wins the Chinese Grand Prix ahead of Pierre Gasly and George Russell, making it a 1-3 for Red Bull and some strong points for Alfa Romeo. Sergio Perez P4 in the Racing Point ahead of Charles Leclerc in P5 in the Williams. Then we've got Sebastian Vettel 6th in the Alfa ahead of Kevin Magnussen, Carlos Sainz, Danny Kvyat scoring points again, this time scoring 2 points, and Hamilton running out the top 10, and he just stole that last point from us right at the end, unfortunately, but nothing more we could have done. We was on for a personal best lap. We had a good exit. I used all the engine power that I had, and I just couldn't keep him behind. So P11 for us. We missed out on the points along with Bottas, Hulkenberg, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Norris, Stroll, Albon, and Daniel Ricciardo, with Romain Grosjean the only retirement of the Grand Prix here today. In terms of the standings after that race, we are still yet to score a point. Kvyat is in the top 10 with 12 points to his name, and Verstappen leads by 11 points over Gasly, and then he's got Perez and Russell further behind as Hamilton drops to 5th after that race, only scoring 1 point. In terms of the constructors, we're down to 6th place, and not much more we could have done really. Red Bull take the lead and Racing Point down to 2nd, so Red Bull leapfrogging them, but hopefully we can improve the car. We've got a major chassis upgrade on the way for the next race in Azerbaijan, and we're going to add to that right now. So let's jump into the laptop and let's see what upgrades we have available, and let's try and improve this Ferrari moving into the European season. But guys, that is it for the race here at China. Let's get upgrading.
Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today? It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it? How do you feel the weather affected the outcome today? Appreciate your time.
Right, so here we are then on the R&D tree, and we have 1,190 points to spend, so we're going to invest these in 2 areas specifically. The first one being the chassis, and we are going to purchase another major upgrade, this one for the weight redistribution. We're going to get that on for the Spanish Grand Prix, and I think I should have just enough to purchase an air upgrade possibly. No, we don't. We just miss out by 576 points, or in this case by 36 points more specifically, so I might just add another chassis upgrade on, to be honest, and we've got one for tyre wear. You know what, we'll go for that one because that'll make strategies better, so we'll throw that on for Baku for the next race anyway. So at least we've got upgrades on the way all the time, and with the upgrades that are pending, they should hopefully bring us to mid-table in the chassis, and you can see on the right hand side there, that should bring us all the way above McLaren. But guys, that is going to be it for this video here today. If you guys enjoyed it, drop a like, and also get subscribed if you are new for daily Formula 1 content, and also turn on notifications to not miss any videos from me. And also finally guys, check out these 2 videos on your screen if you have missed them. But other than that guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one very soon. But until then, this is goodbye from me.